Hi, this is Eric Martin with Board Game Geek News. I'm going to look at Boom! Runaway, game by Christopher Conrad, published by Korea Board Games in Korean and in English. And this game, in case you can't tell from the box, not quite clear, you are trying to help bombs escape. That's the setting here. That's what we're trying to do. Why? Because, of course, when bombs blow up, they die. They don't want to die. They want to live out their lives peacefully, calmly, wholly, without sending bits of metal through everyone. Who wouldn't want that? While the theme of the game might be about bombs escaping, this is at heart a card game, so the theme might not be entirely present as you actually play the game. We'll see. We have 5 suits of cards, and in each suit, numbers go from 1 to 7, with 2 copies of 3, 4, and 5, and 1 copy of each of the other cards. You can see here the bombs, all desperate for escape. Okay. In addition to that, you have a Paradise card, which serves for where your bombs go when you score them. So, okay, yeah, bombs go to Paradise. They don't explode. They want to live peacefully. You have a deck of guards, and these guards are going to be watching out and trying not to let bombs escape. They're not too watchful, though. So each round you turn over one of these cards, and the number here shows how many bombs of particular types can escape. From the deck at the start of the game, you deal each player a hand of 12 cards. This is for a 3 and 4 player game. Each player in a round is going to choose one card. Okay, here's the cards we have here. And then we reveal them simultaneously. All right, and we look at what people play, and then we each choose 2 more cards from our hand and put those out. And then we reveal all of those. All right. So what's going on with the scoring in the round? You look at each color of cards and you evaluate them to see whether the total played by all players has exceeded this value. Now, no blue bombs can escape. This guy is very good at whatever the blue bombs are supposed to be, so if anyone has played blue, it goes back in their hand. Okay, let's look at each other color. Brown, 17. We got 7, 5, 4. That total is 16, which is not exceeding that total. Success. The brown bombs escape. Whoever has played the highest value takes that card and puts it face up on their Paradise. Okay? At the end of the game, they will score 7 points plus an additional point just for the card. Each other player who has brown takes their cards, flips them face down. Those cards are worth only 1 point each. So, you are trying to be the highest player to score. However, what do we have here? Pink, 4, 3, 3, 2. We have 8. If we have played higher than the total, then whoever has played the highest value, in this case, these guys have each played a 3, those cards go back in their hand. And you look and see, oh, now the total is 2. This is successful. This player scores 2 points plus 1 for the card. Put it aside and bomb Paradise. Green. Well, when the cards initially came out, we got 7, which is perfect. And then someone stuck a 2 in there to be a jerk or to score. One of those reasons. Now the total is 9. The guy who played the 4 has to pick his up. Total is now 5. The player with the 3 scores face up. This one face down. These two, magically, you saw what was coming. They each had 5. Collectively, that's 10. They both score face up, so they tie. All right. After that, you turn up a new guard card, and you go again. And you continue play until someone has only 2 cards or fewer in their hand. At that point, the game ends, and you tally your scores. 1 point for each of the face down, 1 point plus face value for each of the face up. And that's it for Bomb Runaway. It's a very simple game. You go 1 round through. You can play multiple rounds if you want, add up all the points across multiple rounds. Haven't been doing that in general. I've played 10 times so far on a press copy from Korea Board Games with 2, 3, and 4 players. So what changes with different number of players? With 5 players, there's only a 50 card deck. You get a hand of 10 cards each. You play 1 card, and then you play another card. Okay, so you're playing fewer cards, but collectively, well, there's still fewer cards compared to a 4-player game. Okay. With 2 players, you get a hand of 16 cards. I don't have 16 fingers. And you play 2 cards first, and then you play 2 cards again. So 8 cards total. And that kind of mimics what's going on in the 3-player game. Problem is, though, is that you can get completely hosed if you have a hand that's thick in one suit. At some point, you're playing 4 cards on a turn. I had 3 2-player games. Twice, I do have 2 fingers, thankfully. Twice, I ran into a situation where whatever I played, I was going to exceed the total because I had 3 cards in one suit, and I had to play those 3 cards, and so I would exceed the total, whatever it was, except there was 1 guard where it would have worked with like a total of 18. Okay, so the 2-player game's a little weird. You do have the option that each player can have a bluff card. Okay, a la Reiner Knizia's money, where you can put this down and this counts as a null bid. Okay, sometimes you want a null bid on a suit that no bombs can escape so that you don't go over everything else. But if you're forced to play cards at a certain time, that's not really going to work. All right, so it's a little weird with 2. But 3 and 4, I had this happen once, but of course that's partially poor play. You're supposed to be looking at what you have and trying to push those suits through. And sometimes it just doesn't work because someone plays against you and then forces you to pick up something that you were hoping to ditch from your hand. Well, that's the nature of the game. All right, I played 10 times, as I mentioned. It works really well with gamers and non-gamers alike because the strategy is sort of minimal. You're just looking at what everyone else is trying to do and what they're trying to play, and you try to get your stuff out first. Hopefully matching those numbers. You know, if you have a 10 out there, that's super. You know, you can play a 5, you can almost definitely score. Except, of course, all right, no one can play 6 or 7 because then they go over and they have to pick up their card. They can play a 5, but someone else can play in there as well. And if 2 people play 5 in the first round and the total is 10, you know someone's coming in there with a 1 to 4. Force you to pick everything up. There you go. Boom! Run away!